I'm Danny Buchan. I race in the British Superbike Championship and I race for FS3 Kawasaki. I started wearing a 6D crash helmet in 2018. I see the technology in the motocross sector in America being pushed quite hard. I also know a guy who competes in the AMA wearing a 6D crash helmet. And yeah, I did a little bit of homework and it became apparent straight away the safety side of it and how much they're pushing that. And obviously for a motorcycle rider, being safe, when you're at our level of pushing to the limit we push at, being safe is obviously is our priority. So it was quite an easy decision for me to make, and yeah, here I am now. It feels quite good coming from ASSEN. It was quite a test for me going to ASSEN because I've not naturally gone so well there previously. So my best results previously have been like a 9th. So it was kind of like that at Silverstone this year, but I went there this year and had a 3rd. So I was really open-minded and didn't really know. In the back of my head I was probably optimistic, but in the same breath I was kind of not, I didn't know what to expect. So to come away with a 3rd was really good. It just shows how far we've come as a team, and it shows there's good things to come. The highs are easy to start with because obviously they're the best moments that stick out. Knockhill was a really great win for me. Even better win for me was CADWELL Park because I had to work a little bit harder for it. So I was a lot more. I celebrated and shouted a lot more in the in-lap than I did at Knockhill. The lows, I haven't really had many lows. I mean, the lowest point of the year would have been in testing when I crashed at 183 mile an hour in Monte Blanco, and yeah, obviously thankfully I had all my safety gear on and my 6D crash helmet because it was a big crash. Thankfully I got up fine. I had like a little scratch on my arm, which was nothing, but from a racer's point of view, it's a scary time. So to go from there, wanting to retire and give up, to being in the showdown and winning races is a massive high. Yeah, I mean, I had a crash at Alton Park in 2018, going into Island Bend, 165 mile an hour or something on the data. It was, yeah, it's obviously a big crash, and I sort of was on the grass for a little bit, and then I was into the safety barrier and then the rector cell. So it was a big crash. The 6D held up really well. You know, after the crash, everyone sort of looked at the crash helmet, and there was hardly any damage done to it, which was good. Obviously, at that speed, there's only so much you can get away with, and I did have a bit of a headache the next day, but overall, the helmet did its job. And after, it's horrible because you don't want to ever test a crash helmet, and a lot of people try and sort of ignore the fact that you can crash, but for me, knowing that I'm wearing the safest crash helmet is most important because it's something I don't have to worry about. But after the crash, yeah, I got up and had a little trip to hospital, but overall I was fine, and yeah, obviously I'm still here now. Part of my success in 2019 has come from being safe. You know, like wearing the 6D crash helmet is one less thing to worry about. So when you're dancing on the edge of crashing a motorcycle and you're sort of playing with that sort of the limit, knowing you're safe helps out massively. So that sort of enabled me to find the next step personally where I'm at racing. And that's allowed me to fight at the front regularly, and that's where I'm at now. You know, like 3rd place at ASSEN and regular podiums and regularly at the front. The safety side of that definitely helps. I'd like to think for 2020 that I could be challenging for race wins. You know, where we've come as a team this year, FS3 racing, Kawasaki, come from January to where we are now at the start of October is huge, and that only just shows in our results at ASSEN. You know, we beat the Ducatis in race 2, so I think the step forward the team's going to make with the official support, and this step forward that Kawasaki as a brand are going to take for next year is going to play a massive part in my success. And for me, going into next season, I don't lie. Like if you asked me at the start of this year where do you expect to be, I would have said top 6, and that was the package we had then. Now, going to next season, if you said what's your expectations, I would say I want to win. I want to be regularly fighting for the wins. Selfishly, I need to be fighting for wins because of my career. I don't want to be a regular top 6 guy. I want to be a regular race winner like Shaky, Leon, Jake was, and those sort of guys. So, yeah, for me next year, 2020, I want to be British champion.